Yes, my dear friend, welcome back to the channel. This is Salon's blog. A very good afternoon to you, wherever you are around the globe, on the continent of Africa, in Europe, in America, Canada, or any part of Europe that you are, dear friends. You are highly welcome. You are in Asia, Australia, or right in Malaysia, precisely, dear friend. You are highly welcome to this afternoon edition. It is Tuesday afternoon. Yes, tonight there are Champions League games going to be played around Europe. But right now, like I promised to you, I am coming because I want to analyze Chelsea, Manchester United. By the weekend, we are facing Arsenal. What we need to do? What we need to correct? What was our style of play against Manchester United? Why did we come out with a draw? I'll be spending just about 5 minutes on that issue. Because even before the Arsenal game, we still have to face Noah in a conference league. Yes, currently preparation underway. And so I'll analyze this briefly. Then we'll move to some other matters. Because on Thursday is Chelsea. Yes, on Thursday is going to be Chelsea, Noah in a conference league. But quickly, analysis. Manchester United versus Chelsea. A game that we all believe Chelsea could have won that match easily. Yes, the game was up for Chelsea to grab, but we did not. What happened? Ladies and gentlemen, let me take you on a 5-minute journey on how the game went. Chelsea actually faced United at Old Trafford, a stadium where we haven't won a single game for over 10 years. Yes, we've not won a single game for over 10 years. And the streak continues. The streak continued. In this very special episode, dear friends, we will analyze what Chelsea wanted to do, the tweaks Maresca made, and more. The tweaks Maresca made, and more. Why did we just end up drawing the game? Well, it wasn't a bad result at Old Trafford. But what was the tweak Maresca made? Ladies and gentlemen, well, in possession, Chelsea, we set up in the usual 3-2-5 formation. 3-2-5, which turns into 3-3-4, depending on when Palmer drops. It turns into 3-3-4, depending on when Cole Palmer drops back. In the first half, for instance, against Manchester United, we saw Reece James. Reece was the left centre back. Yes, Reece was the left centre back in the game, starting in the first half. Cowell was at the centre back, and Fofana right centre back with our pivots. Malo Gusto was tasked to play the right centre midfield. Whilst Cole Palmer was on the left center midfield. Yeah. Cole Palmer was on the left center midfield. And our wide wingers, Noni Madueke and Neto, our wide wingers, Noni Madueke and Pedro Neto. But in the second half, Palmer became the right center midfielder. In the second half. Now, James, right center back, with Cucurella at left back. So those were the changes that were made in the second half. In the second half, get it from me again. In the second half, Palmer became the right center midfielder. James became the right center back with Cucurella left back. But dynamics remain the same. Chelsea dynamics remain the same. Now, Manchester United set up in a 4-2-4 similar to Liverpool. And we set up the same way we did against Liverpool. Chelsea's setup was almost similar to what we did against Liverpool. Yet, why did we struggle progressing the ball? Why did Chelsea struggle progressing the ball? Now, I'll tell you what. The main reason is that United coordinated the man-to-man marking. They coordinated their positions very well. They coordinated very well and did well to block all central passing lanes. You see, when Chelsea had Neto, Madueke, and we have Malo Gusto and Cole Palmer, United made sure they block all the passing lanes where the ball will come from Lavia and Caicedo through to the forwards. They block all passing lanes. Garnacho especially did well to prevent finding Palmer in the half space. And when Jackson dropped, he was closely followed by a man. When Jackson drops, he was closely followed by a man. However, theory and logically, there was nothing wrong with our setup. Logically, there was nothing wrong with Chelsea's setup. We were expected to set up that way. Now, through the movement of Palmer, who Casemiro was tasked with man marking. Yes, Casemiro was tasked with man marking on Cole Palmer. Yes, we consistently managed to open the midfield, and Gusto was often the free man when Ugarte jumped forward to press our pivots. Now, Gusto isn't threatening with the ball, and teams have caught on to this. Gusto wasn't threatening enough. Meanwhile, it was his duty now to threaten with the correct pass to the striker, the final delivery. But he wasn't threatening with the ball enough, and most teams, just like we saw in the Liverpool game, have caught on this. I have personally complained about this 4 times in a row in all my previous posts. So they were comfortable doubling up around Palmer and allowing Gusto to get the ball. Manchester United was comfortably doubling up on Cole Palmer and allowing Malo Gusto to get the ball because they know they were able to identify the fact that Malo Gusto was not able to deliver the true pass. Solutions aren't as simple as they may seem though. Solutions they are not as simple as they may seem. That is one thing you must take note of moving forward. I'll soon be concluding on this. On your screen right now, that is a picture of what actually transpired on your screen. There's no time for me to elaborate more because I'm not here to spend so much time. It is hot in the afternoon. Now, we build up from our goalkeeper, build up from goal kick. Chelsea's main problem, build up from goal kick. The main idea was to build up in a usual 4-2-4, with Sanchez acting as a free man to free up an on-field player. This particular setup only worked a few times as United did well to stay off when Sanchez had the ball. Yes, they did well to stay off when Sanchez had the ball. Force us higher. And then jump when it did work, it was because United stepped up to press Sanchez. Anytime United step up to press Sanchez, that is where we fall victim. Anytime United step up to press Sanchez from the build-up, that is where we usually have problems. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'll soon be ending up on this particular analysis. What can Chelsea improve? Meeting Arsenal. Noah is not really my problem. Conference League is not really my problem. What can Chelsea improve? Meeting Arsenal. You see, we were very wasteful with the ball. Chelsea was very wasteful with the ball. We consistently gave the ball away without reasons, and this was especially prevalent with our backline and midfield. Cowell, James, Lavia, Fofana, Gusto kept giving the ball away. Oh yes, I will not mince words. Cowell, James, Lavia, Fofana, Gusto, they kept giving the ball away. There are also many moments in which we burst forward that we do not need to attack quickly. It's fine to stop get players in position, dominate possession to give ourselves breathing space or room, quiet the crowd, and sustain the pressure. You see, teams that win at Old Trafford don't do it by playing end-to-end football. Listen to me. Teams that do win at Old Trafford, don't do it by playing end-to-end football. We need to learn to manage games when we are meeting Arsenal. Otherwise, we'll be in a very big problem. Right there, you can see it on your screen. Teams that win at Old Trafford, they don't play end-to-end game. We need to sometimes calm down, possess the ball a little bit. When they don't expect it, then we take them on. Ladies and gentlemen, something we should have done more and more consistently is to drop one of our midfielders in the back line and spread out the back line more in possession. While it has the downside of leaving us a bit more open if the ball is lost, yes, the positives outweigh the negatives. To start with, fundamental principles have to be applied, and that is to make the pitch as big as possible. Making the pitch as big as possible when you have the ball, making the rotation, and I recommend that consistently our midfielders should have pulled United open in their shape and force them wide, which would have created bigger gaps for Jackson and Palmer to effectively hurt United. And this is what I would expect Chelsea to do against Arsenal if Cole Palmer is fit. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll have to move on. But quickly, I wanted to move on to some other items. But let me end here. You see, when we are out of position, there were clear instructions on who was assigned to who without the ball. There were clear instructions from Enzo Maresca to who was assigned to who without the ball. Jackson was assigned to Lisandro, Palmer to the legend, the wingers to their fullbacks, Caicedo to Ugarte, and Lavia to Casemiro. I will get back to this because it caused us problem. Yes. I will get back to this because it really gave us a lot of problem. Ladies and gentlemen, let me end it here quickly with some other news because we don't have enough time. So let me just end it here on some other notes. Well, as we speak, we are yet to get a clear news on Cole Palmer. His injury situation, the knock he received or he got. After the game, he was on ice. The legs were on ice. But you see, in our game against Arsenal, let me say it again. In our game against Arsenal, there is no need to risk Cole Palmer. No need. We can take a chance by making use of our other players. Oh yes. One particular one I can point out, Christopher Nkunku. He's good in that number 10 position. Christopher Nkunku right now, I would suggest we make use of him in the game against Arsenal. Because Chelsea is at risk of losing him in the summer if care is not taken. If Nkunku doesn't become a starter in the Premier League before the end of the season, dear friends, we are likely to lose him. Injuries wasted last season for him, and he can't afford more of that in his prime. He is too good to be wasted on the bench. I hope we find a position for him, and that should start from the game against Arsenal. He will be a man in demand next summer if Chelsea does not make good use of him right now. Jao Felix could also play the same role. But I would advise we make use of Christopher Nkunku in order to avoid losing him next summer. Dear friends, the referee that will be at the center of the game against Arsenal is Michael Oliver. Michael Oliver has been appointed referee for Chelsea vs Arsenal on Sunday with Paul Tierney on VAR. You see, it's very interesting because Cole Palmer now is injured. Yes, that is the referee that will be in charge right now on Sunday. Michael Oliver, he's the one you can see on your screen. Cole Palmer's injury, it has come out that a retired referee made a statement. I don't have it here, but let me just say it to you. He was very categorical and clear. The referee made an error by not issuing a red card in that game. It's a career-ending tackle on Cole Palmer. I just want to hope that Cole is well. That it's not something serious. I just want to hope. Otherwise, dear friends, well, it is what it is. Let me end it here, guys. I should be back in the next one. See you when you see me, dear friends. Shalom and peace.